we're going to read today. Wreck-It Ralph. Of all the video games in the arcade, Fix-It Felix Jr. was one of the oldest, but kids still played it every day. The bad guy's name was Wreck-It Ralph. At the start of every game, he yelled, "I'm gonna wreck it." Then he would destroy the Nicelanders' apartment building. Fix-It Felix was the good guy. He would run on screen and shout, "I can fix it." The player's job was to help him. If Felix fixed the building, the Nicelanders gave him a medal and threw Ralph into the mud. Splat! Wrecking things was just a job in a game for Ralph. He stopped wrecking when the arcade was closed, but the Nicelanders still weren't nice to him. Ralph was lonely. Ralph wanted to be a good guy too. He thought, what if he earned a medal like Felix? The Nicelanders might like him. So late one night, Ralph traveled through the power cord and sneaked into a game called Hero's Duty. It was a scary game full of hungry cybugs that would eat anything and anyone still. Ralph tiptoed past some cybug eggs and grabbed a medal. Ralph felt great. By that time, the arcade had opened and Ralph hadn't returned to Fix-It Felix Jr. Without Ralph, the players might thought the arcade thought the game was broken. The owner of the screen, if the game and Ralph weren't working by morning, the game would be unplugged and the Nicelanders would be homeless. Felix left to find Ralph. "I'll fix it," he'll promised. Felix tracked Ralph to Hero's Duty, arriving just as Ralph was barreling away in an out-of-control escape pod with a base cybug aboard. Felix followed his trail. Sergeant Calhoun, the leader of Hero's Duty, did too. She needed to catch the cybug before it multiplied. Cybugs are like a virus, explained Calhoun. Without the Hero's Duty beacon of light to stop them, one loose cybug could end up destroying the entire arcade. Ralph's pod crashed into Sugar Rush, a kart racing game. The cybug landed in a swamp and sunk out of sight. Luckily, Ralph was okay, but he had lost his medal. A girl named Vanellope found it. She used the medal as a coin to enter a race that was held after the arcade was closed. Vanellope had always dreamed racing, but she had never been able to pay the entry fee before. The ruler of Sugar Rush, King Candy, said Vanellope was a mistake in the programming that didn't belong in the game. A glitch. The other racers destroyed Vanellope's cart, so she couldn't race. Ralph wanted his medal back. He tracked Vanellope down, but his medal was now in the racing pot, and it would belong to the winner of the race. Reluctantly, Ralph agreed to help Vanellope make a new cart. "You had a better win," he told her. The cart they made wasn't pretty, but Vanellope loved it. The next, Ralph built a practice track inside Vanellope's hideout in Diet Cola Mountain. It was dangerous. Every time a stack of Mentos candy fell into the hot springs, whoosh, a bright burning geyser erupted. Speeding around the track, Vanellope flickered strangely. She was glitching. Still, Ralph thought Vanellope was a natural racer. She might even win if she could stop all that twitching, glitch. It was almost time to race. Ralph's surprise, King Candy arrived to give Ralph back his medal. The king exclaimed, "Why Vanellope shouldn't race? She wasn't a part of the game, and if she glitched during the race, players would think the game was broken. Sugar Rush would be unplugged, while most game characters could escape. A glitch like Vanellope would disappear forever." Ralph and Vanellope had become friends, and Ralph wanted to protect her, so after the king left, Ralph tried to convince Vanellope not to race, but Vanellope insisted this was her only chance. Ralph didn't know what else to do, so she wrecked her cart. "You really are a bad guy," Vanellope sobbed. Upset, Ralph returned to Fix-It Felix Jr. with his medal, only to find the Nicelanders had felt Ralph really had wrecked everything. Frustrated, he threw his medal. Screen slipped. Ralph could see the Sugar Rush game across the arcade, and Vanellope's picture was on it. Ralph realized someone had been messing with Sugar Rush. Vanellope was part of that game, after all, not a glitch. Ralph returned to Sugar Rush. He learned that King Candy had captured Vanellope and Fix-It Felix. Ralph rescued them both, and Felix fixed Vanellope's cart. Then they left enter the race. Meanwhile, Calhoun located the missing Cybug. It had multiplied and a huge nest of cybugs was about to hatch, Calhoun went to warn the others that Sugar Rush was about to be destroyed. But by then, the race had already started. Vanellope twitched and glitched her way into the lead. King Candy was racing, and he bumped Vanellope on purpose. Suddenly, he began to glitch. Watching from the stadium, Ralph and Felix saw that when King Candy glitched, he turned into a character from an old unplugged racing game. They realized King Candy had traveled to Sugar Rush and changed it. And King Candy was the real glitch, not Vanellope. Ralph knew Vanellope couldn't leave the game. Unluckily, he had an idea. Ralph raced to Diet Cola Mountain and caused a giant Mentos rock to fall into the Diet Cola hot springs. The Diet Cola erupted. The cybugs all flew into the bright, burning geyser and zapped. Ralph had saved Sugar Rush. Vanellope finally crossed the finish line, resetting the game. She turned into a princess, the rightful ruler of Sugar Rush. The arcade was about to open, and it was time for Ralph to go. You could stay here, Vanellope told Ralph. You could be happy. I'm already happy. I have the coolest friend in the world. Ralph answered, hugging her. Besides, I have a job to do. Then Ralph hurried back to Fix-It Felix Jr. The arcade manager was just about to unplug the game. Then Ralph came running into the screen. I'm gonna wreck it, he shouted. The Icelanders returned, and the game was saved. The Icelanders still threw Ralph off the roof every day, but now he didn't mind. Each time they lifted him up, he could see Vanellope in her racing game, and now the Icelanders were actually friends with Ralph. Ralph didn't even mind being the bad guy anymore, because if a kid like Vanellope was his friend, how bad could it be? That's the end of the story. Woo, 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 woo. Glitch, 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 glitch. Signing you off.